Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, also known as B.R. Ambedkar, was not just a man, he was a revolution. He was a fighter, a thinker, a great leader, and one of the most educated and powerful voices in Indian history. His life was full of pain, struggle, insult, hard work, courage, and finally great success. The story of Dr. Ambedkar is not only the story of one person, it is the story of millions of people who suffered in silence and waited for someone to speak for them. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was born on 14th April 1891 in Mao, which is now in Madhya Pradesh, India. He was born in a poor family. His father's name was Ramji Maloji Sakpal and his mother's name was Bhimabai. His family belonged to the Mahar caste, which at that time was considered untouchable in Indian society. This one label changed his whole childhood. Before he even understood the world had already judged him. As a child, Ambedkar was very intelligent, sharp and curious. He loved learning and had a deep interest in studies. But his path was not easy at all. He had to face terrible discrimination from a very young age. In school, he was not treated like other children. He was not allowed to sit with upper caste students. He had to sit separately, often on a piece of cloth that he had to carry himself. He was not allowed to touch the water pot. If he wanted water, someone from a higher caste had to pour it from a distance. Many times, if no one was there, he stayed thirsty. Just imagine, a small child, full of dreams, sitting alone in a classroom, not because he did something wrong, but only because of the caste he was born into. Such experiences would break many people, but Ambedkar was different. Every insult became fuel for his future. Every pain became power in his heart. When Ambedkar was still very young, his mother died. This was another painful moment in his life. Losing a mother at a young age is one of the deepest sorrows any child can face. His family struggled financially, emotionally, and socially. But even in such difficult times, Ambedkar did not leave education. He understood one thing very clearly. If he wanted to change his life and the lives of others, education would be his greatest weapon. One of the most painful incidents in his childhood happened when he and his brothers were once traveling to meet their father. Because of caste discrimination, no cart driver wanted to take them. Even after they found a cart, the driver later discovered their caste and treated them badly. They were left helpless, insulted, and humiliated. Such incidents were common in his life. He was denied respect, dignity, and even basic humanity. But these moments also planted a powerful question in his mind. Why should any human being suffer just because of birth? Ambedkar continued his education with great determination. In those days, it was extremely rare for someone from his community to receive higher education. But he was not ordinary. He worked hard and proved his brilliance again and again. He studied at Elphinstone High School in Bombay and later joined Elphinstone College. This was a huge achievement because very few students from oppressed communities could even dream of reaching college at that time. When Ambedkar passed his matriculation examination, it was a proud moment not just for his family but for his whole community. People saw hope in him. They believed this boy was different. They felt that maybe one day he would become the voice of the voiceless. Later, Ambedkar got support from the Maharaja of Baroda, Sayaji Rao Gayakwad, who gave him a scholarship for higher studies. This scholarship changed his life. It opened the door to a bigger world. Ambedkar went to the United States to study at Columbia University in New York. This was a historic moment. A boy who was not allowed to drink water freely in his own country was now studying in one of the world's greatest universities. At Columbia University, Ambedkar experienced something new: dignity. He was treated as a human being. He could sit anywhere, study freely, speak openly, and live with self-respect. This was a powerful contrast to the life he had lived in India. He studied very seriously and completed his master's degree. He learned economics, political science, sociology, history, and philosophy. He understood not only Indian society but also the systems of power and justice around the world. His hunger for knowledge was extraordinary. He did not stop there. After America, he went to London and studied at the London School of Economics and also trained in law at Gray's Inn. He earned multiple degrees, including a doctorate. Dr. Ambedkar became one of the most educated Indians of his time. His success was not accidental. It came from discipline, pain, sacrifice, and unstoppable determination. But even after becoming highly educated, his suffering did not end when he returned to India. Education had made him stronger, but society had still not changed. When he returned to Baroda to work, he again faced caste discrimination. He was not given proper housing because of his caste. People refused to let him stay in their homes or lodges. He was insulted again and again. This showed him one harsh truth. Personal success alone is not enough if society itself is unjust. This realization changed his life's mission. Ambedkar decided that he would not live only for his own career or comfort. He would fight for justice, equality, dignity, and human rights for the oppressed people of India. He would challenge the social system that had crushed millions for centuries. He started writing, speaking, organizing, and educating people. He launched newspapers like Mook Nayak and later Bahishkrit Bharat to raise awareness among the oppressed classes. Through these writings, he spoke against caste discrimination, social injustice, and inequality. He encouraged people to stand up for themselves, to educate their children, and to demand respect. Ambedkar understood that change does not come only through anger, it comes through knowledge, unity, and organized struggle. He gave one of his most famous messages to the people: educate, agitate, organize. These three words became a movement. He believed education gives awareness, agitation gives courage, and organization gives power. One of the major moments in his struggle was the Mahad Satyagraha in 1927. At that time, even public water tanks were not open to lower caste people. Think about that. Water, the most basic need of life, was denied to human beings because of caste. Ambedkar led thousands of people to drink water from the Chavdar tank in Mahad. This was not just about water, it was about dignity. It was about saying loudly that every human being has the right to live with respect. This act was revolutionary. It challenged the old social order directly. Many people were angry with Ambedkar, but he was not afraid. He knew that if injustice is old, that does not make it right. Another historic moment came when he publicly burned the Manusmriti, an ancient text that he believed supported caste discrimination and inequality. This was a bold and symbolic protest. It showed that he was not afraid to challenge harmful traditions, even if they were deeply rooted in society. He believed that no tradition is greater than humanity. Ambedkar also fought for temple entry rights. He believed that if a religion teaches inequality, then it must be questioned. He wanted equal access, equal respect, and equal rights for all people. His fight was not against any one person. His fight was against injustice itself. As his influence grew, Ambedkar became a major political leader. He represented the oppressed classes in important political discussions. He participated in the Round Table conferences in London, where he strongly demanded political rights for the oppressed classes. He wanted his people to have a real voice in the political system, not just empty promises. During this time, he came into conflict with Mahatma Gandhi on the issue of separate electorates. Ambedkar believed that the oppressed classes needed independent political power. Gandhi opposed this and began a fast. Eventually, after much pressure and debate, the Poona Pact was signed in 1932. Under this agreement, separate electorates were dropped, but reserved seats were provided for the depressed classes in legislatures.
Many people still debate this moment in history. But one thing is clear. Ambedkar was always focused on protecting the rights and dignity of his people. He was not afraid to stand alone if he believed he was right. Ambedkar also worked strongly for labor rights, women's rights, and economic justice. Many people know him mainly as a social reformer, but he was also a great economist and legal thinker. He believed that political freedom is incomplete without social and economic equality. He wanted a society where no one would suffer because of caste, poverty, gender, or birth. When India became independent in 1947, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was appointed as the first Law Minister of independent India. This was a proud and historic moment. The same man who had once been forced to sit separately in school was now helping shape the future of the nation. But his greatest contribution was yet to come. Dr. Ambedkar was made the chairman of the drafting committee of the Indian Constitution. This is one of the greatest achievements in Indian history. He played the central role in writing the Constitution of India, the document that gives rights, justice, liberty, equality, and dignity to every citizen. Ambedkar knew what injustice looked like because he had lived it. That is why he worked so deeply to ensure that the Constitution would protect the weak, the poor, the oppressed and the marginalized. He believed that democracy is not just about voting. Democracy must live in society, in schools, in homes, in workplaces, and in human relationships. The Indian Constitution became a powerful shield for millions. It guaranteed equality before law, banned untouchability, and gave fundamental rights to all citizens. This was not just legal work, this was social revolution through law. Dr. Ambedkar's success was not measured only by his degrees or positions. His true success was that he changed the direction of Indian society. He gave confidence to people who had been made to feel worthless for centuries. He gave them a voice, a path, and a sense of identity. However, even after all his contributions, Ambedkar was often misunderstood, criticized, and opposed by many people. He also faced deep frustration because social change was slow. He wanted reforms not only in caste, but also in religion, family law, and gender justice. One of his major disappointments came when the Hindu Code Bill, which aimed to give better rights to women in matters like inheritance and marriage, did not receive proper support. Ambedkar was deeply upset by this. He believed a society can never progress if women are denied equality. Because of this disappointment, he resigned from the post of law minister in 1951. This showed once again that Ambedkar was not attached to power, he was attached to principles. If a position stopped him from standing for justice, he was ready to leave that position. In the later years of his life, Ambedkar studied many religions deeply. He came to the conclusion that caste injustice was too deeply connected with the social structure he had fought against all his life. Finally, he chose Buddhism as a path of equality, compassion, wisdom, and human dignity. On 14th October 1956, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar converted to Buddhism in Nagpur along with lakhs of his followers. This was not just a religious event, it was a social declaration. It was a message that no human being should live in humiliation. Every person deserves self-respect and freedom. Sadly, just a few weeks later, on 6th December 1956, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar passed away in Delhi. This was a huge loss for India. But great people do not die with their bodies. They live through their ideas, their courage, and their work. Ambedkar's voice is still alive. His struggle is still remembered. His message is still needed. Today, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is remembered as the architect of the Indian Constitution, a champion of social justice, and a symbol of equality and self-respect. His life teaches us that no matter how difficult your beginning is, your ending can be powerful if you refuse to give up. He was insulted, but he did not become weak. He was rejected, but he did not stop. He was denied rights, but he fought to create rights for others. He did not use his pain to destroy. He used his pain to build a better future. The life of Dr. Ambedkar gives many powerful lessons for all of us. The first lesson is that education can change destiny. Ambedkar's biggest weapon was not anger, not money, not power, it was education. He proved that books can break chains, knowledge can challenge injustice, learning can open doors that society tries to close. The second lesson is that self-respect is very important. Ambedkar never accepted humiliation as normal. He taught people to stand with dignity. He believed that no human being is inferior. The third lesson is that change needs courage. If something is wrong in society, we should not stay silent. Ambedkar showed us that true courage is speaking for justice even when the whole world stands against you. The fourth lesson is that success is not only for personal comfort. Real success means using your position, knowledge, and power to help others. Ambedkar did not rise alone. He tried to lift millions with him. The fifth lesson is that equality is the foundation of a strong nation. A country cannot become truly great if its people are divided by hate, discrimination, and injustice. Ambedkar dreamed of an India where every child, no matter where they are born, can dream freely and live with respect.
even today, his words remain powerful and relevant. He once warned that political democracy cannot last unless there is social democracy. This means that giving rights on paper is not enough. People must also respect each other in real life. So whenever we talk about justice, equality, human rights, education or the Constitution of India, the name of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar shines brightly. He was not born with privilege, but he created history. He was not given respect, but he forced the world to respect him. He was not supported by society, but he became the strength of society. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's life is a reminder that struggles do not define your weakness, they can define your greatness. His journey from pain to power, from insult to influence, from rejection to revolution is one of the greatest stories ever told in Indian history. And maybe that is why his story is not just a biography, it is a message. A message that says, never give up. A message that says, learn, rise and fight for what is right. A message that says, no one is born low. Society makes people suffer, and society can also change. And above all, a message that says, one educated, fearless, determined human being can change the future of a nation. This was the incredible life story of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, a man who turned suffering into strength, knowledge into power, and struggle into success. If you liked this inspiring life story of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more powerful educational stories in simple English. Thank you for watching.